Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to this video. As you can see, I'm here to talk about some WrestleMania 27 news. Now, as many of you probably know, and in case you don't know, where have you been? If you haven't seen it on Facebook, Twitter, or MySpace, the YT, the DM, or even any other wrestling related site, or even on WWE.com itself, in case you don't know, again, where have you been? The Rock is back in WWE. Now, The Rock made his return, being revealed as the guest host of WrestleMania 27 this past Monday night. And Rock, obviously, like I said in my Raw review, had not lost a step promo-wise. And his two main targets were The Miz and John Cena, primarily John Cena. Now, when he talked about The Miz, he just basically said every time that The Miz comes out, opens his mouth and says he's awesome, then in reality, Miz is actually saying, hey, I suck. And of course, like I said, his prime target was John Cena, and overall, he just targeted John Cena's PG-related character. You know, from the You Can't See Me, saying it's like he's playing peekaboo, to the fact he's always wearing a different colored outfit, t-shirt, cap, wristband, and armband-wise. Now, because of that, because of Cena being his primary target, and we all know that, in case you don't know this, the reason Cena was his primary target is because about a year or so ago, or two, Cena kind of trash talked, if not shot, if you will, on The Rock, leaving wrestling and betraying the fans and stuff like that. So, but apparently, according to Cena's Twitter page, he was cool with it. You know, he said, hey, it was great to see Rock back, even if it was at my expense. You know, obviously Cena was cool with it. Now, anyway, because of this promo on John Cena, a lot of fans, a lot of wrestling fans out there, right here on YouTube, on Daily Motion, on Blimp TV, at places like ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, all over. Some fans have all said that this should wake WWE creative up and make them realize that if you want a mega money-making match for Mania, if you want a match that's going to sell over 1 million buy rates for Mania, then you put Rock versus Cena. Now, as much as I agree with the fact that that would be the moneymaker, the one that would get people, that would get over 1 billion fans possibly ordering this pay-per-view, I hate to say this, but it's not going to happen. You see, again, as much as I would love to see it happen, it's not going to happen. Because WWE, according to some sources, already has plans for The Rock at WrestleMania. Those plans are like this. They want him to have some kind of a Attitude Era related flashback confrontation. Now, what's that confrontation going to be? Well, apparently they want him to confront, and I honestly mean this, they want him to confront the McMahons. In other words, probably Vince or Stephanie. The reason for this is because apparently, I could be wrong, this is just a rumor, just a word and rumor going around, that around WrestleMania, if not at WrestleMania, the whole anonymous GM of Raw deal will finally end. So in other words, we will finally find out who's been sending Michael Cole text messages on his BlackBerry, sending him emails through that damn laptop. We'll finally find out who's been basically, getting so much heat from the fans just because they're sending emails and texts through a laptop and a BlackBerry. So we're going to find out exactly, according to some sources, exactly who's been doing that. Now, some have said it could be Stephanie McMahon because we saw a woman stepping out of the limo right before they revealed Rock as the guest host. And some people have said just by looking at those ankles, you could tell it's Stephanie McMahon. Okay, that would be an obvious good choice because Stephanie has been the general manager before. And let's not forget, the only reason she was relieved of her duties was because she was attacked by Randy Orton back around the time of WrestleMania 25. Now, it would, like I said, it would make sense for her to want to be general manager again because that way she would have a second chance at doing her job. Now, some have said it could be Vince McMahon that's been the anonymous GM the whole time, and this would almost be reminiscent of the Attitude Era, because let's not forget, the last time Vince McMahon played a mysterious figure was when he revealed himself as the all-powerful figure that the Undertaker and the corporate ministry back in '99 were taking orders from. Even though it looked like he was against this powerful figure, we find out that he is the powerful figure. So that's the word going around. So unfortunately, as much as I would like to see Cena and Rock one-on-one in a match at WrestleMania, it's just not going to happen. Now could it happen? Eventually, yeah, it probably could. But the way I look at it, I think WWE probably wants to go in a direction with Rock, just like they've done with Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan. In other words, have Rock make sporadical appearances throughout the year, maybe once or maybe like, you know, two or three more times, and have one of these appearances lead to possibly a match at a pay-per-view. Now, a more logical choice for a Cena-Rock pay-per-view would be SummerSlam in the Staples Center later this year. Because let's not forget, SummerSlam has hosted matches that would be WrestleMania caliber matches. Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels comes to mind. Now, besides that, obviously, Rock is indeed going to be at Mania and going to be having a confrontation, but it just won't be in a match. It'll just be with whoever's going to be revealed with the McMahons and whoever revealed as the anonymous GM. Now, according to JR Jim Ross, they are going to set up some kind of confrontation, maybe backstage, maybe in ring, maybe even the Monday before or the Monday after WrestleMania between Rock and Cena. And now, many fans have agreed, whether it's match-wise or worked, shoot, promo-wise, Rock has to put John Cena over. That way, those that are known as the Cena haters could look at it and could kind of have an idea like, okay, John Cena's like Rock when he was Rocky Maivia, kind of deal. Oh, we get it. You know, they would get sort of an idea like, okay, this is just how he is. You know, he wants to be. Basically, they'll start seeing that, you know, John Cena probably wants to be exactly like Rock in some ways. He'll go back to being the Cena that raps, says, you know, kind of has a bit of a potty mouth and all that. But because it's PG, he can't. So, and we've noticed, let's face it, we've noticed that the Cena character had kind of indicated on screen that he has a dislike for the PG system. Now, speaking of WrestleMania again, as we know, this Sunday is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, highlighted by the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Now, 3 matches at the Elimination Chamber are all going to basically give us, you know, after all said and done, the 2 Elimination Chamber matches, along with the WWE title match, is all going to give us an idea as to what the main event at WrestleMania is going to be. Or basically the 2 main events at WrestleMania are going to be. So at the Elimination Chamber, after the Raw Elimination Chamber and the Miz Lawler match for the WWE title, we will have an idea, sort of, depending on what happens, of who exactly will be in the Raw main event at WrestleMania. Now, as we all know, Jerry Lawler's mom passed away this past weekend, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised out of sympathy for Lawler and everything, and to show him how much they appreciate him still coming to work after having such a personal loss, then I wouldn't be surprised if WWE decides to put the title on Lawler, if not for a day, if not for a week. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised if Lawler loses again thanks to Michael Cole. Because Michael Cole, with the exception of Alex Riley, this past Monday, has indicated that he will not allow Lawler to win. So if that doesn't tell you Michael Cole might interfere in some way, I don't know. Now again, that Lawler-Miz match, coupled with the Elimination Chamber match on the Raw side, that'll give you the Raw, after those matches are done, will give you the Raw main event, or at least give you an idea of the Raw main event at WrestleMania. And apparently the Raw main event for WrestleMania has been signed off on already by Vince, and it's obviously going to be Cena and The Miz. As much as many people don't want to hear that, that's obviously the direction they're going to go with. Because we've seen a lot of clues indicating that. Now, on the SmackDown side of things, we already know that Alberto Del Rio is in the main event, thanks by winning the Royal Rumble. He will challenge whoever the World Heavyweight Champion is. Now, speaking of the World Heavyweight Champion, this is just a little bit of a spoiler. In case you don't know, this tomorrow night on SmackDown, as indicated by Vicky Guerrero on Raw, Dolph Ziggler will be, and was crowned, believe it or not, World Heavyweight Champion. Now let me explain. You see, Dolph ended up losing a match, ended up losing the opening 12-man main event for tomorrow night's SmackDown, but afterwards Vicky Guerrero came out, from what I understand, fired Edge because she said she had proof he had attacked Teddy Long, and that they were going to coronate Dolph Ziggler as champion later on. So, again, spoiler alert, Dolph Ziggler does get crowned champion, but only because the returning Teddy Long allowed him to have the championship as long as he defended it right then and there against the man that Vicky tried firing earlier in the night, Edge, and thus Edge ends up beating Dolph Ziggler and becomes, I guess, an 11-time world champion, and then afterwards Dolph Ziggler ends up getting fired by Teddy Long, which kind of gives you an indication that it was Dolph and Vicky, storyline-wise, that attacked Teddy Long. So, yeah, Dolph Ziggler, for a cup of coffee, if you will, was World Heavyweight Champion, and then lost it back to Edge. And then because storyline-wise he was fired, there's an opening slot in the chamber. Now that slot will be filled, believe it or not, by Dolph. I've got a feeling they're going to do something where Dolph basically has to agree, okay, I will not, if I lose, I won't challenge for the title ever again, or something like that, or whatever. So expect Dolph to be in the Elimination Chamber on the SmackDown side of things this Sunday. Expect that, but don't expect him to win. You know, because I expect him, he's probably going to be put in the chamber, like I said, with a stipulation that if he doesn't win the chamber match, he cannot challenge for the world title ever again, as long as he's on SmackDown. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, that's basically what's happening this week on SmackDown. I mean, this Sunday at the Elimination Chamber. And the reason I say that Michael Cole may end up interfering in the match at the Chamber pay-per-view between Lawler and Miz, costing Lawler the match again, is because WWE, I said this before, is planning to make Lawler and Cole's program, the program they've been having, the feud, if you will, that they've been having on Raw, a top-tier program at WrestleMania. So in other words, sort of a special attraction semi-main event. Because obviously, from what some sources have said, Michael Cole has been training and learning how to wrestle, so apparently that's what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to be a special attraction like a tag team or handicap or something. We don't know. If not one-on-one, like a street fight, but we'll see. And as far as WrestleMania goes, with guys like The Undertaker and Triple H and Sheamus and Wade Barrett, apparently Undertaker, it looks like, could be having two potential opponents, like recently news has been broken, I guess you could say, that Triple H could be facing Undertaker in a second consecutive career versus streak match, possibly with HBK as the referee. That's the recent rumor going around. But also you got to remember they still are planning to do Triple H and Sheamus WrestleMania rematch and Barrett and Undertaker WrestleMania match. So, because Undertaker wants to pass the torch to Barrett. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But those are just some of the WrestleMania 27 news that has been coming out, lately.